Morning rally. I was 12 years old when I began my MBA at the kitchen table. There's not many people who can say they got their education in sales at the dinner table. But for my brother and me, that's exactly where our education and our love for sales began. See, my dad was an owner-broker of a Coldwell Banker franchise. My mom, she was a top agent in town. So our dinner table conversations, well, they revolved around listings, out-of-town buyers, and commission checks. For my brother, those impromptu training sessions turned into a very successful career as an account executive. Me, I took my love and passion for sales and chose to help others achieve their dreams. My brother and I have often talked about the different sales paths our careers have taken. Both think the other is crazy and wouldn't change places under any circumstance. But what we both do agree on is that if our father had not quit his job in 1979 to go into business with his brother to run one of the most successful real estate companies in town, our lives would have been very different. Between my dad's savvy as an owner and a sales leader and my mom's ability to outsell the competition, our family used real estate to sell our way out of the life we had into a life of financial freedom, bigger houses, and the ability to pay cash for cars and college. All because they chose a career in sales. A career in sales can do the same thing for you. It can help you sell your way out of an unfulfilling job, financial struggles, and a life of someone else controlling your income, into a life of financial abundance, a fulfilling career, and you being in full control of what you earn. My favorite sales job is actually the first sales job I ever had, waiting tables. It was waiting tables where I learned what I needed to be fulfilled professionally. I started my waitressing career at a family restaurant and ice cream parlor. What did I love most about waiting tables? Instant feedback. As soon as a table cleared, I could walk over, pick up my tip, and get feedback on my performance, just as if there were judges holding up signs with numbers on them. And just like Scott Hamilton, I wanted all 10s. The sport of waiting tables was perfect for me. Fast-paced, personality-packed, and profitable. While my friends were working minimum wage jobs at the mall, I was making twice as much money with enough time on my hands in the summer to work on my tan lines. By the time I got to college, I had learned the concept of working smarter. So I took a job at a fancier restaurant in town that just happened to have a sports bar in the basement. One shift on a Saturday night at that restaurant, well, that could net me between $75 and $100. Then one night, I got my big break. One of the cocktail waitresses had called in sick at the bar. The manager approached me. He wanted me to fill in. I felt very grown up as I headed to the basement, considering I couldn't even drink any of the beverages that I would be serving. The bar was a dark, loud, testosterone-heavy den. The pace was ridiculous. I soon learned that trying to balance a tray of drinks while navigating your way through the crowd while they are cheering for the home team, well, that is not for the faint of heart. By the end of my 6-hour shift, I was exhausted. But my apron, oh yeah, it was heavy. I could not wait to get home and dump it on the floor in the family room and count it all up. I made $200 that night. So I said to myself, this is what it's like to play in the big leagues. I was shocked, but I was hooked. There are so many similarities between sales and waiting tables. First thing I learned was what you sell matters. When I worked at nicer restaurants through college that had alcohol and larger ticket items on the menu, my tip was bigger, much bigger. The second lesson I learned, Territory matters. The section that I was assigned each night, well, that could mean the difference in $40 in tips. Third thing I learned, relationships with management matter. Yeah, guess who assigned sections every night? That's right, the managers. So guess who I buttered up to? Pun intended. Fourth, how you treat your customers mattered. I had regulars, people who would ask to be seated in my section because I took good care of them and they took care of me financially. And lastly, product knowledge matters. What were the night's specials? How was that dish prepared? And did the salad have nuts in it? All of those things mattered to my customers, so they mattered to me and my tip total too. Well, all of those lessons were important then and worth noting today. Over time, I realized that, you know what? Those were just sales 101. The most important lesson that I learned during my 6 years of waiting tables was this. There are jobs with a set income and jobs where you set your own income. Let me say that again. There are jobs with a set income and jobs where you set your own income. You have a choice. If a job where you set your own income is what you strive for, well, there are very specific actions that you will need to take. I learned these unspoken difference makers while working with and observing the best. I call them top 10 percenters. The top 10 percenters are the best sales professionals in their field. They are outselling and out-earning their coworkers and their competition. And they all have one thing in common: confidence. I don't mean the fast-talking, arrogant confidence that TV likes to portray of the used car salesman. No. I mean the quiet confidence that you have when you wake up every morning knowing you've got this. It's the mental toughness that you can draw from during times of self-doubt, setbacks, and disappointments. Confidence can take you places that you cannot go without it. Good news, anyone can learn to build the confidence they need to go the places that they want to go. Today, I'm going to tell you how sales reps from around the globe build and maintain the confidence they need to not only own their income, but own their life. I am going to share with you my top 10 rockstar sales traits. Rockstar trait number 1, work your mental, spiritual, and physical game. I ask this one question every time I interview a sales rep. It sounds like this. Tell me 3 things that you do consistently, regardless of the job you're in or the company you're working for, that you truly believe in your heart. If you do these things and do them consistently, you will be successful. Here's what top 10 percenters tell me. I'm at the gym every morning by 6 a.m. I have a spiritual practice. I listen to one sales podcast a week. I get 8 hours of sleep a day. I put my phone down for 2 hours every day so that I can be present with my family. And I write my goals down, and I have an accountability partner. Top 10 percenters understand that it's the work they do outside of work that will ensure that they are mentally, spiritually, and physically fit to get to and stay at the top. Rockstar trait number 2, be disciplined. There are no lazy rock stars. In the book Outliers by Malcolm Gladwell, his research showed that the top in every profession, from basketball stars like LeBron James to real rock stars like Mick Jagger. They spend 10,000 hours of intense and intentional practice to reach mastery. 10,000 hours? Do you know how much discipline that takes? Practicing your pitch, selling on value instead of price, being at the gym at 6 a.m., and reading a sales book instead of watching The Bachelor at night. All of these things take discipline. Rockstar trait number 3, beware of body language. Top 10%ers, they walk into every room like they own it. Are you inadvertently telegraphing to others that you lack confidence just by how you're carrying yourself? Well, throw your shoulders back, look people in the eye, and use your command voice when you walk into a room and meet them. Sure, there are going to be times when you don't feel as confident as you'd like to, but you can still portray confidence to others. Rockstar trait number 4, stop negative self-talk. Most people say, mind over matter. No. What I say, the mind matters. I have been a competitive athlete my entire life. And early on, I realized that I just received a smidge of natural athleticism from the parental gene pool. So I knew I was going to have to rely on other things in order to compete at the highest level. One of those things, positive self-talk. The minute negativity or negative thoughts enter my head, I replace them with this one phrase: you're the winner. Not a winner, the winner. The winner of this game, set, and match. Rockstar trait number 5, have a short memory. Sales is a rejection-filled sport, full of opportunities to beat yourself up. Top 10%ers know that nothing good comes from dwelling on disappointments and setbacks. So I would ask you to resist the urge to beat yourself up and dwell on the past. If there are lessons to be learned, acknowledge them, learn from them, and move on. Rockstar trait number 6. This is a personal favorite. Develop a dash of rebel. Okay, this one's optional, but preferred. Yeah, well, those top 10%ers from around the globe that I had the pleasure of working with, they were all just a little hard to manage from time to time. And they'd earned the right to do so. Top 10%ers, yeah, they don't ask for permission. They're going to ask for forgiveness. And I respect that about them. So throw on your black leather jacket, put on your 5-inch stilettos, and walk unapologetically into the next sales meeting. Rockstar trait number 7, practice realism. My son calls me a dream killer. I prefer realist. Top 10%ers do not own rose-colored glasses. They see things for the way they really are, not how they want them to be. This is a true superpower. Knowing that you have the ability to see the field clearly is what gets you to the finish line. Realism combined with discipline that I mentioned earlier keeps top 10%ers from leaving stalled deals in their pipeline, continually letting prospects tell them maybe, and also letting their sales leader believe they're going to hit quota this month when they're really not. Rockstar trait number 8, pull from past successes. I've been known to say, quite often, Success begets success. The best time to close a deal? Right after you've sold a deal. Top 10 percenters get this. So when a sales rep lands in my office for the high five and the attaboy after they've closed that big deal, you know what I tell them? Go back and get on the phone. Pull the next prospect that you expect to close out of the list and see if you can make it rain a second time today. Rockstar trait number 9, sell with integrity. When I was VP of sales at a software company many years ago, a prospect landed in my voicemail. Did a little research on him, and then I returned his call to see what I could do to help. He said his team was struggling, and he thought our software could help fix some of the problems they were having. So you know me, I launched right into discovery mode, asked a bunch of questions. And then I said this to him: I don't think you're ready for our product yet. It's expensive, it's hard to implement, and it's hard to learn. There are much cheaper products on the market that I think will help solve the current problem that you have. But when your team gets to 8, call me. We'll talk then. Months went by. I'd left that company and started my own consulting business when someone landed in my LinkedIn inbox, wanted to talk. So I called him up and apologetically said, "Do I know you? Have we met?" I didn't remember him at all. Started to refresh my memory. "Oh, yeah, you. Yeah, you wanted to buy our product when I was at the last company." I said, "I can't believe you remembered me and have been following my journey." He laughed. He said, "Yeah, I've never had anyone refuse to sell me anything before. You made quite an impression." Well, that was a nice reminder to stay true to my value system. Top 10 percenters who sell with integrity value their character and their values. Rockstar trait number 10, hashtag own your own shit. Okay, now that I have your attention, this rockstar trait, this one's what I call the rockstar trait multiplier. Top 10 percenters take responsibility for their thoughts, actions, and results. They know that there are going to be things that happen that are outside of their control, but they understand that owning their own shit means taking accountability for the things that they can control. Own your success, own your income, own your life. Sounds easy, right? No, it's not easy to get to the top of your peer group. Why do you think discipline made the list? So, what do top 10 percenters know that others haven't figured out yet? That the work to get to the top doesn't actually happen at work. It happens after work. It happens on your drive home from the office. It happens after the kids go to bed. It happens when you're working on your short game. And it happens when they spend time with others like them, because top 10 percenters know their circle matters. What would it mean for you if you could wake up every day with the confidence to know that you could outsell and out-earn your coworkers and your competition? What would financial freedom look like for you and your family? How would it feel if you were the person that everyone in the office came to for advice? And how proud of yourself would you be if you were not only owning your income, but owning your life? I want you to be thinking about those questions. But none of those questions are going to matter if you can't answer this next question with a resounding yes. Am I willing to do the work outside of work that others are unwilling to do so that I can join the very exclusive Top 10 Percenters Club. Thank you.